The final piece of this mini series is about pricing, but there's a really important conversation you have to have before you drop the price. You really need to temp check and check in with people. Because remember, you just told them a bunch of stories. You just gave them all the steps. You just gave them all the promises and all the emotional reasons why they should ultimately work with you. But you haven't yet talked about price. And this can be the part at which the conversation gets a little sticky, right? Because up until now, you've been talking to, a deity. You've been talking to a conscious brain. You're talking to somebody's prefrontal cortex. And now you're kind of talking to like a monkey with a lizard attached. Like there's a bunch of stuff happening in the back of the brain. We could talk about evolution here in a minute, but I think what's important to understand is this is the part where you make or break the sale. So you want to get rid of any other objections that are still hanging out in the background waiting to pounce, right? Any other stuff that's going to make people flee or flight or freeze or do anything that's not enroll with you. So what I'd like to ask people is, hey, I've been talking for a while now. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being this is the worst idea I've ever heard, get me off of this call, lose my number, I hate your face, whatever it is, and 10 being this is amazing, shut up and take my money, here's my credit card, let's move forward, what do we have to do next? You really want to get them to like a 9 or a 10 before you move on. If they're like an 8 or a 7, you say, hey, no problem, thank you for being honest. What about this, besides the finances, because we can always work that out if you're a yes, is keeping you from being a 9 or a 10? Or you could just be like kind of playfully, you'd be like, hey, are you just kind of person that just never gives a 10? Because that's cool too. I just want to make sure we're on the right track here. And if there's no other objections, you can move forward to pricing. But if there is an objection, you want to work it out then. So I won't make this a 12-minute TikTok, but that's a really important thing before you drop the pricing. So if they're a 9 or a 10, you're ready to go, you just say, hey, listen, the price of this program is just X, right? $9,000, whatever it is, right? And after that, you remind them what you just shared with them in the features and the benefits portion, right? This includes feature 1, which will allow you to get the emotional outcome that you want. Feature 2, which will allow you to get the emotional outcome you want. Feature 3, that will allow you to blah, 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 blah. All the bits and pieces of your offer go into that slot so that when you drop the price, it's softened by the idea of what they get. Because our brains are not wired to do anything except for compare to something else. You can't make a comparison in price between two things unless there's two things to compare. So you have to give them what they're buying and what they're getting in the same cycle. And then you just shut up. All right, it's really important not to talk after that. You got to let them process. You gain the price, you reiterated what they're getting, and you just shut up and then let them go through the process. If they ask a question, you answer it, and then you go on from there. If you did your job right and you discovered well and you did the right questions and you overcame the objections already, you shouldn't have any issue closing the sale at that point. This has been our 6-part series on the 6 P's of the perfect mastermind offer. If you've liked this video, please give me a like, give me a follow, leave me a comment, check out the links in my bio, and keep watching for more great videos like this. Thank you so much. Stay blessed. Talk soon.